How you guys doing this morning? It's Mike back with the thought of the day on December 6, 2024. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring you this message. Then I like to open with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. May your will, not mine, be done. Today I want to finish the 4 levels of alcoholism. Today we on level 4. And I'm gonna call this one We're at the Bottom. We're at the bottom. As you remember, I went through the other 3 levels of alcoholism, starting from the beginning. The heavy drinker. Then we went to on the earmark of alcoholism. Then we went to near the bottom. Now we're at the bottom. It says, husband 4. You may have a husband whom you completely despair. He has been placed in one institution after another. He is violent or appears definitely insane when drunk. Sometimes he drinks on his way from the hospital. Perhaps he has had delirium tremens. Doctors may shake their heads and advise you to have him committed. Maybe you have already been obliged to put him away. This picture may not be as dark as it looks. Many of our husbands were just as far gone. Yet they got well. Wow. So now you got the husband at the house, or you got the man that's in complete despair. He's a violent drunk. He most likely blacks out. And in and out of rehabs, going to the hospitals to dry out, detoxes, in and out of detoxes, in and out of rehabs. He has the shakes. And you just ready to be out and put him away. And this is a real situation that goes on in alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? And for most part, I would tell the spouse right now, it's definitely, you got to go. You got to let him get to that bottom. You got to let her get to that bottom in order for her to get the help that she needs. Sometimes, especially in our race of people, we stay too long. The spouses stay too long, and then the person never gets the help because that spouse is still an enabler. Every time you pick them up off the floor, every time you put them in the shower, every time you go pick them up from that bar so he don't got to drive, every time you do that stuff, you're enabling them to keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking. And the insanity and the violence and everything is going to pick up over and over again. And God forbid that he hurts you or even kills you in a blackout. When it comes to that husband number 4, you got to step aside and let him hit that bottom so he could go get the help. This is definitely when it gets to that bottom part. But as they said, yet they got well. They got well because they have the desperation to go get the help. Many times I sit in meetings and I see 90% of the men that come in there, either got in trouble by the law or they wives told them it was over. Filed the papers, filed for divorce. Some of them even divorced, told them they'll never see their kids again. That's why they're there. You have to totally shut it down if you want your spouse to get better. If you want your spouse to get better, you have to totally divorce them, separate from them when they get to this point of the fourth level of alcoholism. And sometimes on the 3, when you see them getting to this point. You know what I mean? Sometimes we do them a complete disservice because we don't do what we need to do. And so on 4, I'll be closing and saying we have to do this to get this person to help, man. When you see that your husband or your mate at this point of the alcoholism, you got to really give them the ultimatum and tell them, if you do this, you got to do this or it's over. And don't hold no punches with it. You got to stand on that if you really want them to get help. You either do that or you just watch them die right in front of your face. because that's at the point of where they're at. They're at the point of almost death. This Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.